Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and this indicator right here reveals the best possible times to buy Bitcoin and the best possible times to sell Bitcoin according to Bitcoin's price history. So I'll be talking more about that in just a moment, but first getting into the 12-hour Bitcoin charts, because what we are seeing right now on this chart is another bullish divergence forming. Obviously, we have just put in a new lower low at the time of recording this video, while the 12-hour Bitcoin RSI has just formed a new higher low. And if you simply take a look at all of these previous bullish divergences in the Bitcoin price and the Bitcoin RSI over the past few months, these have been some incredibly accurate signals for calling the end of a shorter term bearish trend and predicting the next short term bullish trend. Now, I want to make it clear that a bullish divergence by itself does not predict a massive Bitcoin pump or anything like that. Instead, a bullish divergence shows a loss in bearish momentum in this short term bearish trend. And so because the bears are technically losing momentum, we are losing that selling pressure. We could see a bit of bullish price action coming into play, or at the very least, some more sideways price action, basically just reduced bearish price action in the immediate short term, talking about the next few days or so, according to this bullish divergence. And also, when you're looking at the VPVR indicator, we have a massive amount of support coming in at around 39,000, going down towards around 38,000. But if you're looking at the parabolic stop and reverse indicator and the 12-hour Bitcoin MACD, right now they are both technically sitting in the red, but looking in the histogram within the MACD indicator, we are seeing almost no momentum. It is extremely flat at the moment, which is why we've seen a lot of sideways price action over the past couple of days and especially over the past couple of weeks. And taking a look at our Fibonacci retracement tool from the January low up to the local high, and this places the most important Fibonacci level, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, coming in at around 38,000, where we have recently found a bit of support in the Bitcoin price. And if you're looking at the entire golden pocket, which is the 61.8% Fibonacci level to the 65% level, that is coming into play in between around 37k and 38k, which comes in confluence with what the VPVR indicator is suggesting as strong support. And if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin chart, over the past 1 day, the Bitcoin price has been trading below this upwards trending line of support, which is coming into play at around 39,500, going up towards around 40,000. But at the time of recording this video, right now, the majority of the price action that has traded below this upwards trending line of support has still only been candle wicks, rather than a lot of candle bodies below this line of support, which means we still don't have a lot of confirmation. Now, technically speaking, we have seen 1 or 2 daily candle closes below this line of support, depending on how you're drawing that line of support. But these candle closes we're talking about are barely a couple $100 below support. And when you're talking about a support line this significant, that is honestly not much confirmation of a break to the downside, at least just yet. Now, if we end up seeing a daily candle close well below 39,000, then of course that would add extra confirmation of a break further to the downside here. But also keep in mind, we still have that range of support that I just mentioned, which is of course that golden pocket coming into play at around $37,000 to $38,000 per Bitcoin. So ideally for the Bitcoin bulls out there, the price needs to reclaim that $40,000 level before we could potentially start looking more bullish here. But for any of the Bitcoin bears out there, ideally we need to break below around 37,000 in order to further confirm a lot more bearish price action to come. But once again, that has not happened right now. So when you're talking about the Bitcoin trend on the daily time frame, right now we are really in a deciding moment, because technically we're still forming higher lows and higher highs, and we haven't exactly confirmed a further break into a bearish trend on the daily chart, but we are getting very close to breaking below some important levels of support, which is why we need to pay close attention to those levels of support that I just mentioned. And now zooming all the way out on the daily Bitcoin chart, this is going all the way back to around 2014, 2015. And this indicator right here has shown us some of the best possible times to accumulate Bitcoin and some of the best possible times to scale out of Bitcoin. Now, this indicator simply comprises of 2 moving averages. The green line is the 1,000-day simple moving average, and the red line is the 1,000-day simple moving average times 5. So basically, these 2 lines are the exact same line, but the red line is always 5 times higher than the green line. So for example, if the green moving average, the 1,000-day moving average, was sitting at around 10,000, then the red line would be at 50,000. And just before I talk about the current prices these lines are currently sitting at, I'll just quickly go through a couple examples of some great buying opportunities and great selling opportunities that this indicator has shown us. First of all, looking at the buying opportunities, if you bought Bitcoin below the green line, you would have basically accumulated Bitcoin throughout the entire year of 2015, which was one of the best times to accumulate Bitcoin throughout Bitcoin's history. And then at the end of 2018, leading into the beginning of 2019, the Bitcoin price dropped below the green line again, which was another generational buying opportunity. We also saw this happen again in the March 2020 crash, which turned out to be an amazing buying opportunity. And looking at some bearish signals this indicator has shown us, Basically, anytime the Bitcoin price trades above the red line, according to Bitcoin's history, they are some of the best times to take some profits off the table, which of course happened at the end of the 2017 bull market. If you bought in the green in 2015 and sold in the red in 2017, you would have done very well. And the same can be said about 2020 and 2021, because we saw a sell signal in this indicator in around March, April 2021. And that was when the Bitcoin price was trading above 60,000 for the first time in history. So of course, if you were dollar cost averaging out of the market at that stage, you would have done very well, especially if you accumulated Bitcoin below this green line. So the question now is, where is the green line and where is the red line? And well, first of all, the green line is coming into play at around 27,500, and the red line is coming into play at around $137,500 per Bitcoin. Now, as always, there is never any guarantees in crypto, so just because those lines are there, it does not mean we're definitely going to go to those lines. But what this indicator does mean for Bitcoin is if the Bitcoin price goes below, let's just say 27,000, below this 1,000-day moving average, then that would present an amazing buying opportunity according to Bitcoin's history. Of course, that is not financial advice. That is just simply going off this indicator and going off Bitcoin's history. But something very important to pay attention to is the US stock market. This right here is the Nasdaq 100 index on the daily time frame. And so far in today's trading day, we haven't really seen all that much. We did have an initial drop, but so far at the time of recording this video, the Nasdaq 100 index is experiencing a small bounce. And it is very important for the stock market to hold above these previous lows that we set back in February and March. Because if the Nasdaq 100 index, for example, breaks below those previous lows, then obviously we're putting in a new lower low, which shows the stock market is still in a massive downtrend on the larger time frames. In comparison to another scenario where, let's just say, the Nasdaq 100 index puts in a higher low, that would be a very bullish signal on the larger time frames, showing that this previous bearish trend is really starting to reverse if we form a higher low and bounce from here. So as I said earlier, for the daily Bitcoin chart, right now we are really in a deciding moment, even when you're talking about the stock market. But I must admit, we already have at least one significant bearish signal on this chart, which is of course the breakdown in the daily RSI. Because in most cases, if the RSI is bearish, that usually means the price is about to be bearish. But I guess if you're looking at the optimistic side of things, right now the daily RSI is getting close to oversold territories for the Nasdaq 100 index. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening in the markets at all times, make sure to follow me over on my Twitter for extra updates just like this throughout the day. And the link to my official Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. But anyway, if you found this video useful, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And before you click off, if you're serious about making more money in crypto, make sure to check out one of these uploads popping up right here, because these videos show you how I make more money in crypto, whether or not prices are going up or down. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.